This is continuing with New Horizons method of using sphagnum moss, and today's focusing on the Asiatic Jasmine. Now, previous videos, I had shown more of the major roots, but here I was fortunate enough to have a rooter or runner running off the plant, which it developed while I was at the nursery. And it has quite a few, and I debated about, not much information on the internet about how to handle this. I assume that the best thing to do is to plant it in the sphagnum moss and see how it does. So selecting a pot, I was limited to what pot selection I have available, what's available in this area. So what I'm going to do is use this one, and hopefully perhaps it'll develop into a nice cascading effect over the side of the pot. So I already have some sphagnum moss put in the plant. I've got to be very careful with these little runner roots, is what there is, and still get it packed in there nicely to where the plants prefer it. And I don't want to cover up these leaves. Let's have it a little bit. I had trimmed off quite a bit in the extension because it was just looking too long. And then try to encourage its growth from up here and perhaps a counterbalance later on. But let's see if we can get it to survive first and take root like it should. And if you know a better idea of how to handle these runners, I welcome your suggestions. As long as they're well-founded and experienced, that's much more than citing something that has no basis. But I welcome any ideas or suggestions. See how this goes. I'm trying to work it around, making it snug without actually breaking any of the tender little runner roots that it previously started. But so far, examining this 1 gallon pot that I originally got from the nursery, this is the only tendril that actually had roots on it. There, see? I don't want to mount it up too much. Let's go with that. Can't baby it, but squeeze it in too much. Another bug in a rug. Alright, that's it for that one. Alright, this is the Asiatic Jasmine again. Out of this 1 gallon pot, we actually bought 2 1 gallon pots. But one had a lovely cascading effect that draped, and so I decided to use the saucers that were actually suggested by Dr. Jerry L. of Bonsai, the New Horizons Method, and with my darling husband assisting, he was able to make a couple of holes in terracotta trays because around here where I live at, there is no bonsai pots. So it's either been online, the internet, eBay, or making it out of this. And thank you to Dr. L for suggesting this great idea. So what I did was I packed it in. The roots were very small for this section of offshoots, so I mounted it up a little bit over the drain holes and packed it in well. So I think it has a lovely effect that later on, I have a piece of furniture I think that it would be able to sit quite nicely on and then cascade down, and that's what I'm looking for on this one. I did have to trim back quite a bit, but I think this one looks really nice, given a lot more care and attention over the years, and hopefully it'll take well. All right, that's that one. Then, of course, there's the one that was started from the runner's shoot, that it set out tendrils to establish itself somewhere in the nursery, but unfortunately it couldn't, and the poor thing was quite root-bound entirely over all the 1 gallon bucket. Then there's this one. I trimmed back quite a bit of the major and took off the leaves. Since it was so root-bound, quite a few of the leaves were showing evidence of that. Also made me wonder if there was pests, but it seems to be pest-free. Just needs some good nutrition and nurturing and TLC and a little bit of cuddling for the next couple of weeks and see how it goes. Then was the major portion of the plant, which was in the first video of the Asiatic Jasmine. I think there's one spot here I missed that I need to. The branch doesn't cross each other. That ought to do it a little bit better. Might want to take this one too. But I need to get some trimming scissors for that. But right now the importance is to get them started, make sure they thrive, and then fine-tune artistically how the bonsai should look. As you can see, I'm not an expert, but I'm a beginner, and I admit it, and because of my videos. And bonsai!